Grand Supreme live stream. Right now it's 11:42 a.m. Eastern time. Excuse me, p.m. Eastern time. Do me a favor and share this video. We have multiple breaking news I want to share with you. Number one, there's been a lot of information about these news of biblical war. And a lot of people's talking about that Donald could be in a bunker, and supposedly the code word is the Black Crow, something like that. All right. And at the same time, there is a Doomsday plane that arrived in Washington, D.C. A Doomsday plane. Let me show you this really quick. All right. So once again, please share the video. All right. So you have the Night Watch, also known as the Doomsday plane. The President Emergency Command aircraft just landed at Joint Base Andrews outside of Washington, D.C., following a highly unusual flight path from Shreveport, Louisiana. Historically, this aircraft is activated during severe crisis, including military or nuclear threat. Last known presidential use was back in September 11. Ooh, okay, September 11. That's the last time something like that, we're talking about a Doomsday plane, was out there. Now, guys, remember, Iran has put out an information, very disturbing message, saying that tonight there will be a big surprise and the world is going to remember this event for centuries, hundreds of years. But we haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen that big surprise yet. So it says here, potential implication. But we're going to skip some of this stuff here. So once again, Doomsday plane just landed at Joint Base Andrews outside of Washington, D.C. All right. Now I want to show you something else here, guys. I want to show you something really quick, all right, before I forget this one here. Once again, please share the video. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm looking for it. So here we go. So Walls Alert posted this not too long ago, and it says the White House has called a full lid for the evening, indicating that President Donald Trump is not expected to make any public appearances or issue further announcements or be seen on camera tonight for the rest of the day. So that's kind of strange. So they basically putting a lid tonight. They don't want to put too much information about Iran. And Donald is not being, again, he's not out there in public. He's basically, who knows, maybe he's in a bunker. Maybe he's in a secure area. And you have that Doomsday plane that arrived in Washington, D.C. So again, let me just read that one more time. So once again, guys, the White House has called a full lid for the evening, basically saying no more news about the war in Iran. We're going to shut it off right now. So, indicating that President Donald Trump is not expected to make any public appearances or issue further announcements or be seen on camera tonight for the rest of the day. So that's it. All right. So it's kind of strange that that message was put out. So the president was told, you can't show your face in public. You can't put out any more information about Iran. Just, keep a lid on it. And then at the same time, there is a Doomsday plane in Washington, D.C. But we have more breaking news that just came out. Look at this. Once again, give this video a like and share the video. Share the video, guys. According to ABC News, U.S. officials signaled that the next to 48. There you go. So the 24 to 48 hours will be critical. Now, I believe Donald gave a deadline. You got 2 days, Iran. 2 days. You got 2 days. If not, we're going to drop the hammer. I believe the reason why Donald gave 2 days is so people in Tehran, again, Iran capital, basically Donald is giving them 2 days to get out of Dodge. You need to leave out, just evacuate, take your stuff, pack, and just leave. All right, so according to ABC News, U.S. officials signaled that the next 24 hours critical in determining whether a diplomatic solution with Iran is possible or if the president might resort to military action instead. I think that military action is what's going to happen pretty soon. Officials continue to assist that Iran is now in such a weak position that it could be forced to come back to the negotiating table and ultimately accept a deal requiring it to abandon all further nuclear enrichment. However, sources familiar with the president and his mindset state that the president has grown increasingly frustrated with Iran's inability to provide the administration with immediate answers while appearing highly disinclined to allow for a situation to unfold where it appears that if Iran capital has successfully called his bluff of military action against nuclear facility inside Iran. I'm sorry, guys, but I believe that there's no negotiation going on here. They're gonna hit that mountain. I believe the U.S. is gonna hit the mountain. For those of you that don't know, there is a nuclear facility, and it's buried deep below, underground, and then you got this big mountain, right? The mountain is like basically it's on top of the nuclear facility, if I'm not mistaken. So the only way to destroy that nuclear facility, we have the equipment, we have the bunker buster bomb. We could make that mountain just move out the way or something. So there's no countries out there that have this type of equipment. We the only one to have it. That's the reason why Benjamin is urging Trump to get involved. We need you, Trump. We need you to drop that bunker buster. All right, give me a second here. We have some more breaking news. Look at this one. Breaking Persia State TV, Hormuz Strait closure imminent. Persia State Television has announced that a full closure of the Strait of Hormuz is imminent. Global financial market disrupted, energy infrastructure damaged, oil prices surging to $400 a barrel. The Strait of Hormuz is the world's most critical oil choke point. Over 20% of the global oil supply flows through it. Yeah, well, the entire world is going to feel this one here. Nobody's going to win this. Look, I know Donald is, be putting out this message that we are the best country in the world. We got the best equipment, got the best military. But Donald needs to understand that if he goes with this, if he pushes the button, if we get involved in this war, yeah, America, you better open up your wallets, because the gas price is going to go through the roof. Food price is going to go through the roof. The Bible says in the end times, the nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, everything is going to hit the fan. Nobody's going to win. Everything's going to hit the fan. Okay, we got breaking news here. Bernie Sanders is not pleased. Give me a second here. Bernie Sanders said that Benjamin started a dangerous war in violation of law. Instead of addressing the major crisis that we face, the world is now looking at the terrible biblical war in Ukraine, started by Putin, which has taken hundreds of thousands over the last 3 years. We are looking at the horrific war in Gaza, where, as we speak, thousands, including young ones, are facing Look at this, famines and pestilence due to the Holy Land, inhumane and illegal biblical war policy. And now we face a dangerous and escalating biblical war with Persia, which was begun in violation of international law. All right, so here's the thing, guys. Bernie, he's trying to put an end to this. He's trying to, again, that old timer is still around. I can't believe that. But he's trying to stop Donald. He's trying to at least slow down the Donald. Because, again, he believes that Donald is being used by Benjamin. And we could be dragged into this war. Guys, we got some more planes. So more planes are heading east. A lot of planes. We're talking about warplanes. Here's another one, Doomsday plane. Doomsday plane that the United States Air Force is coming in for a landing in Washington, D.C. This is a strategic mobile command unit that can handle nuclear blasts and EMPs. Should be on the ground in less than 20 minutes in Washington, D.C. Something big going to happen. So they do have a Doomsday plane. It's already parked out there in Washington, D.C. That is for the president. That is for the president. Meanwhile, do we have a Doomsday plane? Do we Americans, do we have a Doomsday plane? Do we have bunkers? I mean, any public service announcement? Do we have, who's going to help us? Who's going to save us? Again, guys, like I said, our bunkers, the kingdom of heaven. Doomsday plane heading to Washington, D.C. Should we be concerned? Presidential Doomsday plane was scrambled from Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana and is circling over the Virginia, possibly due to something large happening tonight with the Holy Land. Well, again, nothing's going on like that, but I think this Doomsday plane is for preparation. I do believe that when Donald makes that decision, that Doomsday plane is going to be, again, ready to evacuate the commander-in-chief, the vice president, the speaker of the House, again, the Secretary of Defense. I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see how all this plays out. Guys, we have a breaking news here. All right, so give me a second. Ted Cruz warned that Iranian nuclear threat could mean mushroom cloud over New York and Los Angeles. Let's see what's going on here. The Holy Land is doing an enormous favor to the United States right now. The most acute near-term security threat facing the sleeping giant is the threat of a nuclear Persia. If Persia gets a nuclear weapon, I think the odds are unacceptably high that we will find out with a over New York City or Los Angeles or Tel Aviv and the Holy Land. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Mystery of Babylon. That is mystery. Again, like I said, this is like the closest of seeing the Mystery of Babylon. You got very important region here. All right, you have, did he say Los Angeles? Give me a second here. Yeah, so you have three very important cities: Jerusalem, New York City, and Los Angeles. Again, Cruz mentioned that, we could see a mushroom cloud hitting one of these regions. Now, I do believe that Persia has a nuclear, And for some reason, guys, today I just read the mystery of Babylon in the book of Revelation. Um, and it's just so amazing where we at right now that we could actually see something here. A city could be out. All right. So, and look, I pray that nothing happens. I pray that nothing happens. But Iran said if the sleeping giant get involved, they're going to see something that we are going to remember hundreds of years. Is going to be in the history book. All right. So that's what Persia said. That's what Iran said. So give me a second here. So this is what Tucker said. Tucker said what Tucker asked Ted Cruz. How many people live in Iran? To which Cruz replied, I don't know the population. Tucker pressed, you don't know the population of the country you seek to topple? I mean, come on, Cruz. I mean, you're a senator. You're a Texas senator. You should know these things. I know the population of Iran capital. I mean, it just, he knows. He just don't want to answer the questions here. But very concerning times here. Nuclear mushroom clouds. Trump was supposed to address the nation today, and it was canceled. For some reason, it was canceled. All right, it was canceled, and this happened. The White House has called a full lid, meaning to zip, keep a tight lip, for the evening, indicating that President Donald Trump is not expected to make any public appearances or issue further announcements or be seen on camera tonight for the rest of the day. That's kind of strange, but it just, some weird stuff is coming out, guys. And this happened too. The president and the prime minister, Benjamin, has spoken on the phone. All right, so I mean, we don't know what's going on, and I truly miss the first term Donald Trump. When Donald used to speak to foreign leaders, he used to go on Twitter and let us know. But now everything is like kind of tight-lipped, and it just, he don't want to tell us that much. This was supposed to happen today, guys. Officials are reporting that U.S. President is set to deliver an urgent nationwide address soon. That never happened. That never happened. That never happened. Actually, after that, after this message, I guess the White House has put a lid on it and told Donald not to appear in public. And I mean, it's just a lot of stuff going on. Guys, if you can, give this video a big thumbs up. I really appreciate the love and support. Let me see if there's any more information here. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Also, there's been a huge evacuation at the US Embassy in Jerusalem. They completely shut it down. All right, so they shut down the embassy until Friday. All right. I'm just looking for more information here, guys. Just give me 1 second here. Okay. Look at this. So it seems like three Chinese Boeing 747 freighters reportedly departed mainland China over the weekend, turning off, turning off transponders and diverting from field plans near Persian airspace. So it seems like they're delivering some very powerful stuff. Radar data shows flights Luxembourg to Dubai vanishing over Central Asia before dropping off near Iran, never arriving in Europe. The aircraft reportedly carry heavy military equipment known to be used by Chinese military contractors and delivered just days after the Holy Land strikes crippled Persian missiles and air defense infrastructure. All right, you got China. Seems like they get involved. Um, all right. Hmm. It's been pretty slow today, guys. A lot of people thought there was going to be some crazy stuff, but what we are seeing right now is a massive preparation. Doomsday planes, and but other than that, I'm not seeing that much. ATM machine were down, gas station down in Iran. Um, okay, give me 1 second here, guys. Gosh, I'm getting hit. Mosquitoes are really getting me tonight. Give me a second here, guys. Give me 1 second. So 1 hour ago, there was some stuff that was going down. Drone intrusion alert sound in northern Holy Land. Jeez, you got Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. Guys, you see this live stream that's going on? You see all this here? It seems like there's gonna come to a point that the platform is gonna shut it down. Whoever's doing those live stream, and the reason why is because again, you got the Holy Land is basically saying, hey, you got people on social media just putting out these live feed, and it just giving the enemy a heads up of what's going on or what's going to happen. So I feel like there's a possibility anybody is doing those live stream of the live feed in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. I believe they're going to be shutting down those live stream. Okay, I'm just going to read some of your comments. Oh, and by the way, guys, about Donald in a bunker, there's been a lot of information on X, and not only X, but there's been other platform. A lot of people are saying something about Donald being in a bunker, and the code is Black Crow. The Black Crow. I guess that's Donald's code for being in the bunker. Now, is Donald inside a bunker? I don't think so. I mean, there's a possibility. Again, I don't know where he at, to be honest. Last time we know, he was in the situation room. But other than that, we don't know if he's in a bunker. But there is a Doomsday plane in Washington, D.C. It just landed. And again, they told them to keep a lid on it. Don't say too much. Don't appear in public today. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's in a bunker, but I do believe there's a bunker ready. So if there's a Doomsday plane in Washington, D.C., there is a bunker that is open right now for these people. All right, so for us, sorry guys, we're going to see that mushroom cloud. Look, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but God forbid they fire some very powerful stuff and see mushroom clouds. Just have faith in Christ. Guys, I want to bring this one up really quick. Donald says The supreme leader can run, but he can't hide. The Holy Land is begging the US to drop the massive penetrator on Persia nuclear. Persia says, if we do, on us. Donald has a big decision to make, and it will be his most consequential decision. That's why Donald hasn't made a decision yet. Look, here's the thing. Donald knows if he drops the hammer, you know how many innocents will be gone? You know how many innocents? So far, you have a couple of mega supporters out there. You got Tucker Carlson. You have some of the conservative, and I think we don't want this. We don't want this, man. What are you doing? We don't want this. You told the world that Joe is gonna drag us to WW3, World War III, but here you are. You're about to drag us into WW3. So, I mean, is Donald right? Is he right to get involved in this? Well, guys, if I were the commander in chief, I would not get involved. And here's the reason why. You have someone in the spotlight in the Holy Land. His name starts with a B, all right? E-N. I don't want to say the name because the platform's Benjamin. There you go. Hopefully I don't get hit. All right, so that man says that he don't need Jesus Christ. He don't want Jesus Christ. I don't need Jesus. I don't want Jesus Christ. I am a JEWS. I don't need him. So, again, if I was the commander-in-chief, okay, all right, so you want me to help you, but you're not down with JC? You're not down with Jesus Christ? So, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Look, I know Donald is trying to help the Holy Land, but the Holy Land, they have God. God will protect God will protect the people in the Holy Land. Scripture said that the Holy Land is not going to be wiped out. It's not going to happen. God will protect the Holy Land. I just don't trust Ben. I don't. What Ben did to those innocent, in the strip, the GAZA strip, you know how many innocent were taken out? Young ones? Guys, something happened today. The sun erupted and a massive solar flare is heading towards us. In the next 24 to 48 hours, we could get hit by a solar storm. Satellites could be impacted. There could be some blackouts, possibly power grid, who knows. GPS interruption. I mean, again, I don't think nothing's going to happen, but just keep your eyes open. But the sun has erupted a coronal mass ejection. We do have the magnetic shield that's going to protect us. But eventually that magnetic shield is going to shatter. All right, so solar storm happened yesterday. Okay, I want to read this really quick. We haven't heard almost anything about this meeting earlier today between the US president and his National Security Council, from US president, other officials, or even much from media. Really makes you wonder. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Earlier today, everybody was talking about, the Donald was talking about, the supreme leader of Persia, Iran. We know where you at. We know where you staying, but I'm not going to do nothing to you. And where you at right now, you will be well protected, but we know where you at. And Donald, he was, sending all these messages that, he will back Holy Land. And then after that, everything went quiet. Everything just went silent. Nobody's talking about Iran anymore. And it's kind of, again, like this person said, it's kind of, strange. What happened here? Why is nobody talking about Iran now? So far, we got Doomsday planes. All right. And then you have Ted Cruz talking about Los Angeles and New York could see mushroom clouds. All right, Ted Cruz, we don't want to hear stuff like that. So, all right, give me a second here, guys. I want to see if there's any updates. The supreme leader. The supreme leader said we must give a strong response to the Holy Land. We will show the Holy Land no mercy. All right, so that's the supreme leader right there. He's sending a message. And that's not him sending a message. Again, it's just one of his secretaries, I guess. Give me a second here, guys. I'm looking for some more information. So one thing I tell you, we are definitely seeing the gospel of Luke 21. Amazing times, a Bible prophecy. We're seeing it, living it, witnessing it. A lot of people talking about the Doomsday plane. Look at this, Christopher Green. Christopher Green said Tucker Carlson anti-war fracture all a part of the script. Okay, so I don't want to show that part. I thought he was talking about Ted Cruz. I truly apologize, guys. All right, seems like so far there's not much information coming out. Yeah, not much information. Let me read some of y'all comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Okay, so you have JC Hand said, G Shan said, U.S. President needs to act out of God's commands, not out of flesh men. Yes, I agree. Here's the thing. Sometimes I feel like Donald only listened to himself. He's not listening to the Father in heaven. Remember, guys, he needs to he needs to pray. He needs to seek for, ask God to help him. You can't do this war on your own. You cannot defeat these nations on your own. Even, King David. You saw King David, you read scriptures. King David, he took down a lot of enemies, but there was so much. Stop bashing Donald. I'm not bashing Donald. I'm saying that Donald needs to get down to his knees and pray. He needs to get down to his knees and pray. Look, I support Donald. I think Donald has done great when it comes to business. He's done great. When he went to Saudi Arabia and went to all these countries, he did amazing. Bravo. I give that man 100%. But when it comes to war, Donald is not doing great. He's not a man of war. All right? Now, if it was someone that was in the military and served 20 years in the Marines or 20 years in the Army or 20 years in the Air Force, then that's a man of war that knows about war and is well experienced. Donald is not a man of war. That's why he has all the cabinets with him, the Secretary of Defense and all that. I'm not bashing Donald. All I'm saying is Donald, well, again, when it comes to certain things, I got to say it, guys. I'm not afraid to say it. But sometimes he's not doing great when it comes to these war. But he's doing good when it comes to business. He's doing good when it comes to, other things. But when it comes to war, I just feel like he's not doing that great. What the said, we know whose fault is it, Barack and Joe. Hey, Mikey. Yeah, I was worried. Good?
It was good when he hurt.
All right, man. That's part of working.
Yeah.
All right, have a good night, man.
You too, love you.
Love you too. Give me a second here, guys. My son just got home from work. Modest Mouse said it all goes back to Barack. To be honest, yeah, you're right. You're right. Remember Barack sent a pallet filled with cash overnight? And, Barack is buddy-buddy with them people and stuff. But, yeah, Actually, to be honest, I think it goes back to even Bush. All right, because you have Saddam from Iraq. Saddam wanted to bring back the Babylonian Empire, so he wanted to bring back the Babylonian Empire, and people was like, "Oh, this is the mystery of Babylon, Iraq." So, but yeah, Saddam, you guys already know what happened to him. He's out of here. He's gone. Also, you had the other dude. I don't want to say his name. He's gone too. Uh, and it seems like the supreme leader might be joining them pretty soon. Um, Nick C said, "How crazy is this channel? People worship a what?" Um, Donald said he's a Christian, but again, some people saying that he's a EWS, a Jew. Um, Modest Mouse said, "You're right about Bush. It all goes back to 2001. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But then, my gut tells me it goes way back to even Bush Sr. Remember Bush Sr. when he said that there will be a new world order? He said that back in the early 90s. So, again, all this stuff was already planned, and all these things is already set up. So give me a second here, guys. Give me 1 second. Ooh. Hold on. Hold on, give me a second here. Okay. Guys, the light went out in the White House. I don't know if this is something that... Hold on, give me a second here. This is coming out right now, guys, 11:53 p.m. Hold on. I want to make sure this is the real deal. Someone said, I just took this screenshot. Yep, it's dark. Someone said EMP. Yikes. Give me a second here, guys. I'm going to have to do some more research on this one here. I'm going to have to do some more research. Give me 1 second. Someone said what's really going on here. Someone said this is actually normal. A quick Google search goes a long way. This is not normal. We don't see the White House light flickering on and off like that. So I'm just sharing this information now, guys. But yeah, I'm not seeing any more. Give me a second here. Yeah, I'm not seeing any information here, guys. If you have any info, just email me. The light didn't went. Yeah, the lights went off, but then it turned back on. Lights off. Give me 1 second here. Oh, you got a lot of people sharing it now. Hold on, guys. You got some people sharing this news here. So here's a screenshot. So the White House turned off all the lights. Is this normal? So the White House lights has been turned off. Here's another one here. Lights out at the White House. No, this is October. That's October 21st, but this one here is another one. So hold on, guys. I gotta make sure this is legit here. There was one that happened 22 hours ago. See, I mean, like I said, guys, you gotta be careful with this type of stuff here. So, I have to do some research. I'm sorry, guys. But again, a lot of people sharing this. You got to be very careful with this type of stuff here. Okay, so someone said that this happens every night. So usually the White House interior and exterior lights are turned off nearly every night around 11 p.m. It's a routine. All right, so it did happen 11 p.m. So it seems like this happened every night where it turns off and turn back on. It's a routine. I don't know, guys. That's the first time I hear something like that. Give me a second. So the lights at the White House are turned off for a variety of reasons, including routine. All right, so late night shutdowns. So it happens every night. It happens around 11 p.m., including routine late night shutdowns, security measures, and historical practices. There is no single reason for the lights being off, and it's not necessarily indicative of any unusual event. So yeah, this happens every day. That's the first time I hear something like that. So, I guess they turn off the light 11 p.m. to test the system, the alarm system, to test everything. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, give me a second. Huh?
With the frog, I don't like them.
Oh, Gene,
I don't like the frog. I mean, I like them, but I don't want them to jump on me.
Yeah, he's not gonna do nothing. Go ahead, I got you.
I don't like them, but I don't like anything that jumps at me or flies at me.
Okay. So my mother-in-law, she just got home from work, and she's like, "Can you please open the door? I don't like anything jumping on me." So, all right. So that's my little buddy right there. So that's my little buddy. He won't do nothing. Don't mess with him. He won't mess with you. Ooh, we got breaking news here, guys. We got breaking news. Give me a second here. Donald deploys 2,000 more troops to Los Angeles under Title 10. An additional 2,000 National Guard troops are being deployed to Los Angeles, joining over 4,800 federal forces already on the ground. Are you serious? The Pentagon says the move is to protect federal assets amid immigration raids and protests. The governor is calling it a federal overreach and have filed suit. A federal judge initially blocked the deployment, but an appeal court allowed it to proceed. Oh, man, those left, they really want to block everything. So once again, another 2,000 National Guards were deployed to Los Angeles. So they're going to stay there for 4 years, ICE. All right, let me just read some of your comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. Monique said, hello from Michigan. Michigan in the house. Nice. Michigan. Cat Lady said, US and Persia gonna negotiate again. Hopefully, I want them to negotiate. But you got Benjamin, you got the Holy Land. They don't want to negotiate. Lilia said, is that a coquille? No, coquille is only in Puerto Rico. Coquille does not survive in Florida. They try to bring some here in Florida, and they just don't survive. They only survive in the island. Amy for Wisdom 2 said, increasing your... Okay, that's something different. I truly apologize. Give me a second here. I'm just reading your comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. So David said it's normal for the White House to turn off their lights. Nothing new. All right. See, I'm not aware of that. I mean, again, I don't be looking at the White House and see what time to turn off the lights. But the way it was flickering on and off, and I thought it was some kind of issue going on there. But yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just reading your comments here. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Emma, I got your message last night. You say you couldn't make it to the live stream. Hey, look, to the moderators, if you can't make it, it's all right. No problem. Pretty soon, I'm going to need some more moderators. Give me a second here. People had passed that day and God protected him. House that's fishy. I don't understand what you're trying to say there, buddy. I truly apologize. The White House cam shows the light off, but it looks like there's light inside. Someone said false alarm. Earth TV live cam on the White House. Someone said, Amy for Wisdom 2 said, had a dream. A huge stone or rock dropped on NY, and it has something to do with the Holy Land. All right. KK said, God's in charge. If our gov puts God first, we should be victorious. Yeah, we will not be in this situation if we had God first. Again, that's the problem, is that it just, everybody has fallen. And the great Ronald Reagan once said, if we ever forget that we are one nation under God, then we will be a nation gone under. Again, this country was founded under Christian values, which a lot of people just don't want to accept that, but it is what it is. America was founded under Christian value, one nation under one God. So again, we are a constitutional republic. But again, I might get hit for that one. Hopefully not, but pray for the channel, guys. But again, we must, pray and, repent. If not, we're going to lose our beautiful sleeping giant. This empire, we could lose it. All right. Again, look at those other countries. I mean, Roman Empire and the Babylonians and all those other empires that were in power and collapsed. We're not too far from that, ladies and gentlemen. We're not too far from a massive collapse. Monique said, true, Lewis. He left the G7 meeting early. Well, yeah, he left because of the situation with the war. That's why. He was in Canada. I think it was in Canada, right? The G7 was in Canada. And another big problem is Donald did not surround himself with brothers and sisters in Christ. He surrounded himself with a whole bunch of different gods. You got Hindu, you got all these other guys. I mean, it's just, when King David, when he was king of Israel, he had people with him who believe in God, and they were going out and taking down Goliath and all these other enemies. If I was commander in chief, I make sure I have, brothers and sisters in Christ in my cabinet. And every morning we say a prayer, and that's how it's supposed to be. That's how the founders were doing it. They were praying, and, it just, that's something that this country needs, a spiritual healness, revival. And the only way of doing that is by repenting and walking away from sin. But again, if you turn on the TV, if you go on social media, you see, again, mostly young ones in this sleeping giant land is completely lost. I mean, they going out there, they on top of police cars. I mean, it just, I think Vodi Bakum once said, I don't remember how he said it, if you don't teach your young ones about Christ at a younger age, then Caesar would teach them how to be Roman soldiers or something like that. Don't be surprised when your young ones come home acting like Roman soldiers, all right? Because if you don't teach your young ones the word of God, the world is going to teach them how to be Roman soldiers, all right? And that's, again, we are seeing them right now. They're out in Los Angeles. You see how they're acting? They throwing rocks and everything. I mean, it just, that's like Old Testament stuff there. People used to throw stones and everything, just like in the days of Noah. Solar eclipse said an electromagnetic pulse, EMP, is a burst of electromagnetic energy that can disrupt or damage electronic equipment. It can be caused by a natural event like a solar flare or by man-made sources. So it's like the Holy Land is getting hammered. They're getting hammered? Give me a second here, guys. I'm not seeing it. See, a lot of people's talking about the White House. So, I'm sorry, guys. There's another person right now talking about the White House. Why did the lights go out at the White House? Very strange. So we already know this. They do this every night, 11 p.m. All right, so yeah, they do that every night. Guys, something is coming June 19. Look at this. This is going to happen June 19. A rare triple conjunction lights up the sky June 19. The moon, Saturn, and Neptune will align just before dawn in a rare celestial display visible for much of the world. Sky watchers are in for a breathtaking view as the three bodies coverage in the early morning sky. Bring a telescope or a camera to capture the moment. Events like this are a powerful reminder of the silent, perfect rhythm that governs our solar system. Well, events like this is a reminder that God created the heaven and the earth. God, in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 14, God created the lesser light to govern the night, which is the moon, and the greater light to govern the sun. To govern the day, which is the sun. So God created the sun and the moon. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was on the fourth day or the third day. God created the sun and the moon, and He also created the stars. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and God said, "Let there be light." Now, God, again, a lot of people think that that God was referring to the sun. It was not the sun. The sun was not created yet. God said in the beginning, it says God created the heaven and the earth, and God said, "Let there be light." Now, if you keep reading and go to verse 14, God said that He created two lights, one to govern the day and the other one to govern the night. All right, and He also created the stars. So, what light was God talking about? You know, if you go to the book of John, John speaks about a light, so which is very powerful. Give me a second here. I want to read this verse. And John said this, in the beginning, it kind of sounds like the same from the book of Genesis. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by Him, and without Him He was not anything made that was made. In Him was life, and life was the light of man. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. There was a man sent from God, whose name was John. The same came for a witness to bear witness of the light. There you go, the light. That all men through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light, which lighteneth every man that cometh into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the Son of God, even to them that believe on his name, which was born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. And the Word was made flesh, and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bare witness of him, and cried, saying, This was he of whom I spake. He that cometh after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. He's referring to Jesus Christ. And of his fullness have all we received, and grace for grace. For the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Jesus Christ. No man hath seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him. I'm thinking about doing a little Bible study. I used to do Bible study like every Sunday, and I used to do like a 1 hour Bible study. And I truly apologize, guys. I haven't been doing Bible study online, but it's very important to get into the Word of God, especially at this time that we are living. Things are really terrible nowadays. And that's why we have the gospel. The gospel bring peace and love. Okay, guys, pretty soon I'm gonna end it. We just hit the 1 hour. If you can, give this video a thumbs up. Let's make it to 500 likes. And thank you so much for your support. Indy Rabbit said, God will have been protesting and protecting people. Have you read the Bible? Well, again, under the new covenant, the gospel of Jesus Christ, we are told to go out and make disciples. We weren't told to go out and protest. We were commanded to share the good news to both Jews and Gentiles from every corner of the world, to go out and preach the good news that Jesus is coming, that Christ is coming. Remember, guys, there was all that type of stuff going on in Jesus' time. You got people complaining, oh, we're paying too much tax to Caesar, we're not getting nothing, and they all, approached to Jesus, and Jesus said, whose face is on this coin? It's Caesar. Well, give to Caesar what is Caesar, and give to God what is God. Yep, we were not hit people on the head and started fire, etc. Yeah, I don't think Jesus will be in those situations in Los Angeles and start throwing his sandals at police and stuff. I don't think Jesus would do stuff like that. So all right, guys, I think I'm gonna end it here. But man, we almost at 500. We just missing one like. By the way, guys, I just want to show you this really quick. The wife really got some plans. I gotta get some new lights. I gotta get some for this side, get some for that side. You see the light bulb? It's no good anymore. That's gone. So I gotta get new ones. All right. So, and I had to take the American flag down because the American flag was really old. It was really, really, really old. It was like so faded, you can't even see it no more because the sun hits the front of my house and it hits really hard. And so, yeah, I had to bring it down. They said that once the flag is really old, again, this is what I heard from militaries, and what they do is that once the flag is really old, they just burn it, but not out of disrespect. It's basically because it's just really old. New Jersey Prepper said, yo, Jason, how you doing? Just became a Floridian. I think you got the wrong person, dude. New Jersey Prepper. Jason? Nah, my name is not Jason. You got the wrong dude. Man, you got the wrong person here. Yo, Jason, how you doing? Just became a Floridian. Not Jason, but hey, thank you so much for that $2 super chat. Appreciate it. Yeah. So, yeah. God bless you and Jessica and your children and your family and everyone here. Thank you so much, Carol. Thank you so much. Gigi Garcia say thanks, Louis. German said for $2 you can be Jason. YouTube noob says St. Louis. Nah, I'm just Louis. New Jersey Prepper says, Louis, sorry, speech to text screwed up. Hey, it's all right, New Jersey Prepper. It's all right, NJ Prepper. All right, so, okay, guys, I'm going to end it here, but thank you so much for watching. You be safe. Have a good night. Please pray for each other. Pray for me, and I'll pray for you. And, yeah, pray for the president. Pray for everybody out there in the world. Have a good night. Till next time later. Peace.